This company started as a textile industry in Japan. It is confirmed to be the world leading automaker in terms of sales for the second consecutive year. Yes, let us not also forget that it is the 10th largest company in the whole world, and it has been a family-run business for more than 50 years. It is the most used vehicle in Nigeria, and almost 70% of Nigeria uses it. Let us dive right into this discovery and let's find out how they made it so far. My name remains Mzord, and this is Mzord Auto Republic. Fasten your seatbelts, get a snack and relax. Simba music. Toyota is a Japanese multinational automotive manufacturer headquartered in Toyota City in Aichi, Japan. It was founded by Kiichiro Toyota and incorporated on August 28, 1937. Toyota is one of the largest automobile manufacturers in the world, producing about 10 million vehicles per year. It all started with a man named Sakichi Toyoda. He has a textile industry and invented a textile machine that stops itself when a fault happens in the machine. He invented a lot of machines in Japan. This simply gave him a name that everybody respected, and he became the father of invention in Japan. Under the direction of the father's son, Kiichiro Toyoda, Toyota Automatic Loom Works established an automobile division on September 1, 1933. And formally declared its intention to begin manufacturing automobiles on January 29, 1934. A prototype Toyota Type A engine was completed on September 25, 1934 with the company's first prototype sedan, the A1, completed the following May. Seems overspeeding. Let us take a chill and look at another aspect. Secret behind their logo. In 1936, Toyota entered the passenger car market with its model AA and held a competition to establish a new logo, emphasizing speed for its new production line. After receiving 27,000 entries, the winning entry was a 3 Japanese katakana letter for Toyota in a circle. Rizaburo Toyoda, the then president, who had married into the family and was not born with that name, preferred Toyota because it took 8 brush strokes, a lucky number, to write in Japanese, which was associated with wealth and good fortune. It was visually simpler, leaving off the diacritic at the end, and with a voiceless consonant instead of a voiced one. Voice consonants are considered to have a murky or muddy sound compared to the voiceless consonants, which are clear. Since Toyota literally means fertile ripe paddies, changing the name also prevented the company from being associated with the old-fashioned farming. Let us resume our talk and take a pause on the logo for now. We will be right back. Take a bite of your snack, yes, and take a sip of water. Kiichiro was in Detroit in 1929 and he wanted to start his own automobile company. So he went ahead to learn, but he was already late in the game business because prior to that time, in 1923, a great earthquake named Kanto hit Tokyo in Japan, which spoils most of their railway. So they had to order trucks from Ford, which sparked the flaming name. In 1933, he started his own automobile industry and decided to build his prototype of Chrysler DeSoto, copying the engine from Chevrolet chassis and electronics from Ford Motors. 2 years later, in May 1935, he released his first prototype named A1. It uses the 3,389 CZ type overhead 6-cylinder engine and produces 62 horsepower with 48 kilowatts. It has a 3-speed column shift manual gearbox. The vehicle has many genuine Chevrolet parts. The A1 was redesigned to AA sedan in a year later, in April 1936. It is the first passenger car Toyota ever sold. The sale price was 3,350 yen. Yes, that's 400 yen cheaper than the Ford or the GM cars. He started by reversing engineered Ford and GM cars, then built his own research facility in Japan. Many people were not really interested in passenger cars, but rather, the truck was the one that was selling well. He therefore strategizes and produces his first truck, named the Toyota G1. In July, the company filed its first export order with 4 G1 trucks exported to northern China. The G1 later happened to have a lot of mechanical issues, so they promised their customer free repairs and replacements if necessary, which is a very nice strategy. On September 19, 1936, the Japanese imperial government officially designated Toyota Automatic Loom Works as an automotive factory. I have anyways put their fantastic actions into steps. Are you with me? So now let's go to step 1 to greatness. Sadly, World War II happened and every company was in economic breakdown. 2 years after World War II in 1947, Toyota started making small sedans called Toyopet, but it was still tough, and Toyota was at the edge of bankruptcy in June 1950. Kichiro was asked to resign. He obeyed, and about the same time, the Korean War broke out. And Japan being located so close to the battlefront, the US Army placed an order for 1,000 trucks from Toyota in 1952. The order helped to rapidly improve the struggling company business performance. Then Kichiro was asked to come back as president, but he died before he was reinstated. So, Taizo Ishida, who has been leading the company since Kichiro resigned, continued. Taizo Ishida was trained by Sekichi and he sees himself as Toyota caretaker. In 1950, company executives, including Kichiro's cousin, Eiji Toyoda, took a trip to the United States where they trained at the Ford Motor Company and observed the operations of dozens of US manufacturers. The knowledge they gained during the trip, along with what the company learned making looms, give rise to the Toyota Way, a management philosophy, and the Toyota production system, a learned manufacturing practice that transformed the company into a leader in the manufacturing industry. Now, step 2 to greatness. Under Taizo Ishida leadership, the car named Crown was introduced in 1955. It was Toyota's first mass-produced passenger car in Japan. After the introduction of the Crown, Toyota began aggressively expanding into the export market. Toyota began shipping Land Cruiser knockdown kits to Latin America in November 1955, sending complete Land Cruiser to Burma, now known as Myanmar, and the Philippines in the 1956 as part of war reparation provided by Japanese government, establishing a branch in Thailand in June 1957, and shipping Land Cruisers to Australia in August 1957. Toyota established a production facility in Brazil in 1958, the company's first outside of Japan. Toyota entered the United States market in July 1958, attempting to sell the Toyopet Crown. The company faced problem almost immediately. The Crown was a flop in the US, with buyers finding it overpriced and underpowered because it was designed for the bad roads of Japan and doesn't have high-speed performance. Rumor also had it that it was because of its name, Toyopet Crown, which the Americans sees as a not so serious name since it combines two playful names. Yes, you have a toy and a pet. I had the same problem with my Microsoft Word because it kept telling me to change the spelling to toy pet. This doesn't confirm anything anyways. It sold 287 in 1958 and in 1960 it sold 659 compared to the Chevrolet that sold 250,000 and the Ford Falcon which sold 439,000. They were forced to go back and redesign it with greater power and better body. They later sold 1,100 in 1963. Wow, speed bump ahead. Let us slow down a bit. Hope you didn't forget where we stopped with the logo narration the other time. Let me quickly give you the full gist. As the company started to expand internationally in the late 1950s, the katana character logo was supplemented by various word marks with the English form of the company name in all capital letter, Toyota. Toyota introduced a worldwide logo in October 1989 to commemorate the 50th year of the company and to differentiate it from the newly released luxury Lexus brand. The logo consists of 3 ovals that combine to form the letter T, which stands for Toyota. Toyota says that the overlapping of the 2 perpendicular ovals inside the larger oval represents the mutually beneficial relationship and trust between the customers and the company, while the larger oval surrounding both of these inner ovals represents the global expansion of Toyota technology and unlimited potential for the future. In their new logo, all the letters of their name shows, which is very interesting. The new logo started appearing on all printed materials, advertisements, dealer signage, and most vehicles in 1990. Step 3. Toyota went ahead and built another car named Corona, that means crown in Latin. With 90 horsepower, it has AC, it has an automatic transmission and suspension for the US market, which makes it twice better powerful than the nation's most selling car at the time, the Beetle from Volkswagen. Toyota found success in the United States in 1965 with the Toyota Corona compact car, which was redesigned specifically for the American market with a more powerful engine. The Corona helped increase US sales of Toyota vehicles to more than 20,000 units in 1966. That is simply 3-fold increase, and helped the company become the 3rd best-selling import brand in the United States by 1967. In 1967, it sold 32,000 units, which makes it the 5th most selling imported car in the US. So let's go to the secrets behind their car names. All their car was named with the royal title because of the founder Sekichi, who was named the king of invention in Japan. They later have Corolla, which simply means small crown in Latin. Then Camry, which simply means little crown in the Japanese language. Toyota took advantage of a rapidly growing Japanese economy to sell cars to a growing middle class, leading to the development of the Toyota Corolla, which came to become the world all-time selling car. Step 4. In 1967, Eiji Toyoda became the president of Toyota. Through the knowledge he acquired from working with Ford Motors, he improved the mass production method and did it with great quality standard. To do this, he was helped by Taiichi Ohno. Together, they came up with the Kanban and the Kaijin process. They both made a lot of waves and bold moves in the 60s, which is very significant in the company. After World War II, Toyota benefited from Japan's alliance with the United States to learn from American auto makers and other companies, which give rise to the Toyota Way, a management philosophy, which I mean by Kanban the other time, and the Toyota production system, which is also the Kaijin. Yes, that transformed the small company into a leader in the industry and become the subject of many academic studies. There's a big wave anyways. The later came with the 2000 GT in the year 1967, which changed everything. The car is a limited edition with a front engine and a rear-wheel drive, 2-seat, 2-door sport car, which we also know as Grand Tour. It was designed in collaboration with Yamaha Motors Corporation and it was revealed in Tokyo Motor Show. It has great features that it was compared with the Porsche 911. It got 3rd place in the 1966 Japanese Grand Prix as Fuji. 2 convertibles was featured in James Bond movie You Only Live Twice, most of which was filmed in Japan. In 1972, Toyota reached a milestone of 1 million cars sold, and by 1974 the Corolla was one of the best-selling cars worldwide, and by 1975 they overtook Volkswagen and became the #1 selling import brand in the USA. This was possible because of their reliability and they were able to do well in it. So the Corolla became one of the world's best cars. The booming economy also funded an international expansion that allowed Toyota to grow into one of the largest automakers in the world, the largest company in Japan, and the 9th largest company in the whole world by revenue. As of December 2020, anyways, Toyota's first manufacturing investment in the United States came in 1972 when the company struck a deal with Atlas Fabricators to produce truck bed in Long Beach. Yes, in an effort to avoid the 25% chicken tax on imported light trucks. I will actually call that a very nice strategy. Alright, hope you didn't forget that's your snack and your drink. Now, take another sip, please. Okay, another milestone. Toyota was the world's first automobile manufacturer to produce more than 10 million vehicles per year, a record set in 2012, when it also reported the production of its 200 millionth vehicle. Okay, then the Celica came in the 70s. It simply means celestial or heavenly. It came with a 4-cylinder engine. The turbocharged engine with all-wheel drive was made in 1986, but the best of this model is the 1994 model. Step 5. Now in 1981, Eiji Toyoda stepped down as president and assumed the title of chairman. He was succeeded as president by Soichiro Toyoda, the eldest son of Kichiro, the company's founder. Within months, Soichiro started to merge Toyota sales and production organization. In 1982, the combined company became the Toyota Motor Company. The two groups were described as oil and water, and it took years of leadership for Soichiro to successfully combine them into one organization. In 1986, the president challenged the engineers to build something specific, the world's best car, and it was codenamed F1, which simply means flagship one. And the result is the Lexus LX400, which becomes the Japanese best luxury car. But Toyota needed to make their car in the local markets, especially in the United States. Efforts to open a Toyota assembly plant in the United States started in 1980, with the company proposing a joint venture with the Ford Motors Company. The talk broke down in July 1981, but eventually in 1984, the company struck a deal with General Motors, which is known as GM, to establish a joint venture vehicle manufacturing plant called NUMMI. That simply means New United Motor Manufacturing Incorporated, in Fremont, that's in California. GM saw the joint venture as a way to get access to small quality cars and an opportunity to learn about the Toyota way and the Toyota production system. For Toyota, the factory gave the country its first manufacturing base in North America, allowing it to avoid any future tariffs on imported vehicles, and saw GM as a partner who could show them how to navigate the American labor environment. The plans will be led by Tatsuro Toyoda, the youngest brother of the company's president, Soichiro Toyoda. The first Toyota assembled in America, a white Corolla, rolled off the line at NUMMI on October 7, 1986. This is why they are one of the largest car manufacturers in the whole world. They have 53 manufacturing sites outside of Japan, and most of it were built in the 1980s. Toyota received its first Japanese Quality Control Award at the start of the 1980s and began participating in the wide variety of motorsports. Conservative Toyota held on to rear-wheel drive designs for longer than most. In part, due to this, Nissan Sunny managed to squeeze by the Corolla in numbers built that year. Then in 1997, Toyota launches the first mass-produced hybrid electric car called the Prius, Latin for go before. It wasn't the first hybrid car. The first hybrid car was invented by Honda, but it is smaller and doesn't fit the US taste. Toyota was praised for being a leader in development and sales of more fuel-efficient hybrid electric vehicles. The company now sells more than 40 hybrid vehicle models around the world. However, more recently, the company has also been accused of greenwashing for its skepticism of all-electric vehicles and its focus on the development of hydrogen fuel cell vehicles like the Toyota Mirai, a technology that is costlier and has fallen far behind electric batteries. In 2007, Toyota released an update of its full-size truck, the Tundra, produced in 2 American factories, one in Texas and one in Indiana. Motor Trend named the Tundra Truck of the Year, and the 2007 Toyota Camry Car of the Year for 2007. It also began the construction of 2 new factories, one in Woodstock, Ontario, that's in Canada, and the other in Blue Spring, Mississippi in USA. The company was number 1 in global automobile sale for the first quarter of 2008. Toyota was hit by a global financial crisis in 2008, and it was forced in December 2008 to forecast its first annual loss in 70 years. In January 2009, it announced the closure of all its Japanese plants for 11 days to reduce output and stocks of unsold vehicles. If you haven't slept off, click the like button, subscribe button, and ring the notification bell. I'm waiting for you to do that. Everybody has a bad day. In October 2009, Toyota announced that they were establishing an office in South Korea and launched the Camry sedan, Camry Hybrid, Prius, and the RAV4 during the launching event at Grand Hut in Seoul. Between 2009 and 2011, Toyota conducted recalls of millions of vehicles after reports that several drivers experienced unintended acceleration. The recall were to prevent a front driver's side floor mat from sliding into the foot pedal wheel, causing the pedal to become trapped, and to correct the possible mechanical sticking of the accelerator pedal. At least 37 were killed in crash, allegedly related to unintended acceleration. Approximately 9 million cars and trucks were recalled. Amid the unintended acceleration scandal, Katsuaki Watanabe stepped down as the company president. He was replaced by Akio Toyoda, the grandson of the company founder Kiichiro Toyoda, on June 23, 2009. Akio had been with Toyota since 1984, working jobs in production, marketing, and product development, and took a seat on the board of directors in 2000. Akio's promotion by the board marked the return of a member of the Toyota family to the top leadership role for the first time since 1999. In 2014, Toyota revealed another model named Mirai, which means the future, and it is the first mass-produced hydrogen fuel cell EV. It turns 13 gallons of water to 11 pounds of hydrogen and travels over 312 miles. It is the most fuel-efficient hydrogen fuel car rated by the APA and the one with the longest range. Toyota won the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 2018, 2019, and 2020 with a Toyota TS050 hybrid, and in 2012 with a Toyota GR010 hybrid. Good day! Of course, the bad day is now over. Now, by 2020, Toyota reclaims its position as the largest automaker in the world, surpassing Volkswagen. It sold 9.528 million vehicles globally, despite an 11.3% drop in sales due to the COVID-19 pandemic. These include subsidiaries Daihatsu and Hino Motors. On April 2, 2020, BYD and Toyota announced a new joint venture between the two companies called BYD Toyota EV Technology Company, with the aim of developing BEVs, that simply means battery electric vehicles, that appeal to customers. In March 2021, Toyota, its subsidiary Hino, and Isuzu announced the creation of a strategic partnership between the three companies. Toyota acquired a 4.6% stake in Isuzu, while the later planned to acquire Toyota shares for an equivalent value. The three companies said they would form a new joint venture by April called Commercial Japan Partnership Technologies Corporation, with the aim of developing fuel cell and electric light trucks. Toyota would own an 80% stake in the venture, when Hino and Isuzu would own 10% each. Toyota Motor Corporation produces vehicles under 5 brands. Those are the Daihatsu, the Hino, Lexus, Rans, and the namesake Toyota. Other crossovers of Toyota include the Raze, urban cruiser, Toyota SUV, ranging from the mid-size Fortuner to full-size Toyota Land Cruiser. SUVs involve the Rush, Prado, FJ Cruiser, 4Runner, and the Sequoia. Yeah, I was corrected by someone, but I'm not going to mention the name of the person. It seems our journey has come to a pause. So intentional, yes. We'll be meeting sometime again, but do not forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. It doesn't bite, yes. For instant notification whenever we have a new mouth-watering content for you. Thank you for sticking with me. Once again, my name is Mzord, and this is Mzord Auto Republic. Gracias. But before we go, let me show you a short video from Akio Toyoda himself.
Third generation Toyota to lead this company. And perhaps you have heard the saying that the third generation ruins everything. Well, it's something I've heard all my life. And it's something I'm determined to prove wrong.